Today, being retarded means leading a full life. Retarded people go to work or school, just like their neighbors, and come back to a real home. A supervised home, right in the neighborhood, where they belong. Being retarded never stopped anyone from being a good neighbor.
The Irish were slaves.
What's up, pussies? What's up, you fucking bitches? I bet you counted us out. You were like, oh, these fucking stupid retards gave up.
Yeah,
They
bro.
thought no one wanted to hear them talk. Well, guess what, pussies?
We're fucking
You're gonna hear us
man.
talk. We're gonna speak to them.
We're making no money and we don't give a fuck.
Fuck them.
We're drinking beer. We're having fun.
We do this for the love of the game.
We do this recording or not recording, so fuck you.
But yeah, man, what's been up with you? I've been away from these lands for about a week and a half now.
Oh yeah, in the Rizlands.
Yep.
What band? You went to go see some bands?
Yeah, I was up over in Columbus, Ohio for Sonic Temple. Had a great time there. Got really fucked up a lot of days. Day 4 was the only day I didn't do anything. Fucking day 1 was sick as fuck. We saw Korn, Bad Omens, 3 Days Grace, Motionless in White, Memphis, Mayfire, and Poppy.
Hell yeah.
Which I don't know if you remember Poppy at all, but that was like
I don't remember Poppy.
She was that girl in like 2016 or what have you that made those weird videos, and people were like, "Oh, she's being beaten," and stuff like that. I'll show you videos whenever this episode's over.
I'm thinking of the wrong person. I'm thinking of the anorexic girl.
Yeah.
Is that the same person?
No, that's not the same person,
Okay.
but I know who you're talking about. But it just turned out to be like promotional material for her band.
Yeah.
So we saw them. Day 2, that's when we saw Metallica, Rob Zombie, Alice Cooper.
Day 2's goated.
Acid Bath. Finally got to see fucking Cannibal Corpse. Nick robbed us of that performance.
That was insane, bro. Nick was just like, I got us tickets to Cannibal Corpse.
Day of.
Didn't get us tickets to Cannibal
I didn't get them,
Corpse.
by the way.
Like,
Son
bro,
of a bitch.
what?
But yeah, actually saw Cannibal Corpse. Saw the band All Shall Perish before them. They were sick as fuck. I'm gonna look more into their music. And to wrap up that night, watched Insane Clown Posse.
That's sick.
That was pretty
That's
sick.
sick as fuck.
Day 3, we started off later that day because all we really wanted to see was 3-6 Mafia.
Okay.
Got to see 3-6 Mafia in concert. I was on hella mushrooms that day.
During
3-6 Mafia, I was tripping mushrooms.
What songs did they perform, bro?
Oh, dude, I looked up the set list. Some of it was incomplete. They were playing I'm So High. They played Poppin' My Collar. They played Bandsmaker Dance.
Did they play Chicken Head?
No, they didn't play Chicken Head, but they did play J's on My Feet. They played 23.
Fucking hell yeah, dude. J's on my feet.
They played
J's
that.
on my
They
feet.
played Ass and Titties.
Yes. Yes.
I saw Ass and Titties.
Ass and Titties.
Slob on My Knob.
Slop on my knob.
Yep. Stay Fly. They were playing it all, dude. It was a good fucking concert.
Dude, that
was
that's a
honestly
crazy lineup,
my favorite.
honestly.
That was my favorite performance. Was 3-6 Mafia.
I would imagine, bro. Was Alice Cooper cool?
Alice Cooper was doing his thing. Rob Zombie in the middle of the set. A lot of the sound went out, and he got pissed as fuck at all of like the band hands and shit on the side of the stage. Like he was screaming at him.
What the fuck is going on?
He was mad as fuck, dude.
He was just screaming at him.
Yeah.
Dude. That was probably hilarious to fucking witness. He didn't like leave after that, did he?
No, they continued the performance and all that, but it was just little technical difficulties.
He just had like no volume, but you could just see him screaming at him.
Mm-hmm.
That shit's hilarious.
And day 4, to wrap it up, I saw Sanguish Sugarbog. Pretty sure I butchered that name, I'm not too sure. But they were sick as fuck. They had the wall. They had the wall where like one side of the crowd gets on one side and the other side goes off. And then they just sprint and slam into each other.
Yeah.
I was involved in that. Then saw Pain of Truth. Saw Chevelle.
Chevelle's probably crazy.
Saw Guar. I don't know if you know about
I was like,
Guar.
who the fuck is Guar?
Yeah, dude.
Sounds Mexican.
Nah, they're not Mexican, but
Guar.
they dress up in like these crazy suits. Let me show you a picture of them. Guar. They were pretty sick. But yeah, to talk about the trip on the way up there, to be honest, it wasn't a bad drive. It was like 9 hours in total.
Oh, word.
But the way up, we stopped off in Virginia. And then we went through West Virginia. And let me go ahead and say this. West Virginia is a beautiful state, right?
Yeah.
But it's a fucking sad place driving through.
Oh, yeah, dude. It's very poor.
Yeah, looking at the towns and stuff.
It's just coal mines and shit.
Hello billboards for saying, like, hey, your life is worth it. Don't kill yourself. Just hella, like, anti-suicide signs
Oh,
and
my
stuff.
God.
Like, there will be a billboard, it will be like, hey, adventures on the gorge. And then directly below it, will be like, don't do it.
That is actually... West Virginia is like the
Your life is
saddest
worth it.
area in Appalachia.
We were passing through at one point, and there was a memorial. All it said was Explosion Memorial.
Explosion Memorial?
All it said was Explosion Memorial.
Explosion, people died.
Yeah, people got fucked up, yo.
Explosion Memorial.
So West Virginia, beautiful state, sad place.
It's like the Seattle of the Appalachia when it comes to suicide
rates. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so. And then Ohio, dude. Shout out Sonic Temple and all that shit, dude. But man, it's great to be back in Dixieland. It's so good to be back in Dixieland, dude.
Was it so
the food
shitty?
up there fucking sucks, dude. Holy fucking shit. Tell me this. How can you fuck up Chick-fil-A?
They fucked up Chick-fil-A?
They fucked up, I don't know how they did it, but they fucked up Chick-fil-A, dude.
How bad was it?
The bun was still white, and there was still, like, butter stains on it, to where it wasn't, like, grilled all the way through and shit.
They just said, psst, took it off.
Yeah, it was... what else was shitty?
You just go to, like, a random restaurant and they fucked up hamburgers and
Taco Bell was straight, McDonald's was straight, Sonic was straight. This Mexican restaurant that we went to, it was shitty. This Bob Evans we went to was dick.
Dude, you went to another Bob Evans and it was also dick?
Yes.
Dude,
I'm starting to think that franchise just blows now.
Yeah, dude, the one in Nashville we went to was fucking dick as fuck.
I don't know if that was bad. I just had a really bad hangover that day and wasn't too hungry.
It was kind of dick. My meal was shit.
Okay. Yeah, so maybe Bob Evans just fucking sucks, dude.
Shout out Bob Evans for sucking balls.
So yeah, that's what I got up to. What'd you get up to? Oh, stopped off in Point Pleasant again. Took a picture with the Mothman poster or statue. Got to catch up with old friends. It was a good time. Old friends being the Mothman.
I was about to say, you've been there before, right?
Oh, dude, let me show you these fucking records. You didn't make any comment on it at all. You made absolutely no comment on it. Look at this. Chieftains in China.
What?
Chieftains in China. Look at the back.
Is this the
Look
Irish?
at the fucking back.
The Irish chieftains?
Yes. Look at them. This was a year before Tiananmen Square happened.
What the fuck? Dude, make that the cover of the fucking episode.
Nah, I got something better in store. I got something better
Did the fucking chieftains in China?
Yeah. The Chieftains in China, dude. Came across that. Awesome. Awesome come up.
That's sick.
I don't know any songs on there. I'm gonna have to listen.
So,
what have you been up to?
Fucking substitute teaching.
Back at it.
Back
at it. A couple episodes ago, you said you never vowed to do it. We're back at it.
Back at it. Dude, today, I was doing this class, and they were all just like, they weren't bad until like 6th period, and I just was so like tired.
What grade are we dealing with?
6th, 7th, and 8th.
What were you, like a...
I was accommodations. It was like a math teacher, accommodations teacher type shit. So like it was small classes, but they were all
So you were
bad.
dealing with people who didn't know fucking math.
No, that they were just super hyper and had to have an accommodations class to finish all their work.
Okay.
Kind of like how I
What
did.
you were in?
Yeah, like I had.
What you were in? Okay.
Like me and Charles were in that shit. Fucking yeah. That shit was so funny, bro. At the end of the day, I kind of just got
this
tired.
is Guar, by the way. I don't mean to cut you off, but this is Guar. My bad, bro.
Bro, that should be the cover.
They were fine. No, dude. What I got planned for this cover, we're gonna cover in this episode, dude. It's
Okay.
crazy, but go on.
All right, so these students were crazy, bro. They were just like attacking each other and shit, like just play fighting the whole time. I was like, bro, sit down, dude. And at some point, I just quit giving a shit. And they were, we were all just goofing around. Like I was almost just acting like I was one of the students at one point. I was just fucking around with them.
Yeah. So you weren't doing your job?
No, I was doing it horribly. Like I was just there to make sure they don't cuss and fight.
You start like headlocking some kid. You start making him cry.
No, like this one.
Some pissed off dad comes up. It's like, hey, were you fucking headbutting my kid? Like, yo, it was a joke.
This
bro.
one dude and this girl kept like
Making out.
play hitting each other, which seemed like kind of like flirtatious.
100%.
So like this one kid was like, "Oh, y'all just need to go and kiss already."
Yeah.
And then I just go, "Could have been love, could have been love, could have been love."
Did any of them understand that?
Yeah, they all were just like, "Yo, Drewski!" And what was even funnier is I had the teacher's microphone and I hooked it up just to sing that.
That's funny. There's teachers that got microphones now?
Yeah. They have speakers above their fucking smartboard type shit.
Uh-huh.
And I just hooked up the fucking speaker, the microphone, and I was just like, could have been love, could have been love.
That's pretty hilarious.
And then they were just going crazy. And then they were asking like, what time is it, bruh? And I was like, it's 11:50. Just started talking like how I usually
You started just talking black?
No, I was talking like how I usually talk, bro. You know how we be saying, close that door? It's 11:50.
Yeah, when we talk black.
No, we be talking like that normally, bro. We be talking like that normally.
Yeah,
bro.
we totally talk like that normally.
It's like a southern thing, but I just started talking. I don't know. It sounded like I was talking black.
Hey, Claudio.
And they were just like, you say 50? He said, you say 50 like I say 50? And I said, I say 50 like you say 50. He said, I say 7. I said 7.
Yeah, get around your mom and be like, $50.
And he said, say 11.
That'll be $7.
And this kid said, say 11. And I said, 11.
Yeah, see?
I had to switch it up on him, bro. So, I had a good time with the kids. Fucking, I was practicing like my comedy on them.
You were practicing your comedy on a bunch of 12-year-olds to see where you get?
14-year-olds.
Okay,
So,
that's a step up, I guess.
but yeah, I was like a stand-up comedian. Like they had to look at me because they were in class.
You had like 5 minutes.
But yeah, I was like,
Dude, that's what you should do, bro. That's just start doing your stand-up material for class.
Yeah, just like they have to watch me. They don't pay to watch. They have to be there. Yeah, dude, that's perfect. I'll just feel good about myself too. I'll be like, yo, they're watching me.
Just like pulling out paper, just like all the ruffling, just like, what's up with all these blacks, huh? Huh? What's up with all that nonsense?
What's up with all that shit, dude?
But now, you got anything else for us before we dive into this next segment?
Yeah. What do you think about the new pope, the new papacy?
Yes. Alright, so we're just going to go ahead and dive right into the current event section of the podcast, because there's a lot of fucking shit that's been going on these past
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah. Yeah, new pope. He seems fine enough. I mean, he was harboring pedophiles like back in the 90s, but it's the Catholic Church, bro. I mean, that's kind of part of it at this point. Everyone was sheltering pedophiles in the 90s.
I don't like it, but it is part of the church. I don't fucking like it at all.
But he seems pretty baller for the most part. He had already called a ceasefire in Gaza during his first speech, so that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I
heard,
India and what?
I was about to say, I heard his ideals are pretty much aligned with Francis's ideals.
Yeah, for the most part. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, he condemned AI. He said he fucking hates AI.
I agree with that.
Yep.
Okay.
So everything he's been saying so far, I mean, I've been pretty much in agreement with.
I think it's crazy that he's a Midwest American.
Yeah, from Chicago.
He's from Chicago.
You see that shit that I posted on my story? It was like a joke of him being like, "Fuck the Packers." I would have thought you saw it. That's why I posted it for you.
I'm glad I didn't see it, bro. I'm glad I didn't see it, bro. Go Pack, go! You know what I'm saying?
But no, India, Pakistan. That war has happened and wrapped up already. Pakistan whooped that ass crazy. Pakistan whooped that ass fucking crazy, dude.
Are you serious?
Oh, dude. Alright, so it was literally like 3 days long. It was literally like 3 days long. India decided to attack at night, only bombed civilian areas because they said that's where quote-unquote terrorists were. What does that sound like?
Fucking Israel?
Yeah. So, anyways, they did that, killed like 33 civilians.
Yeah.
Next day, Pakistan shot down, they had a dogfight. The largest dogfight that's been seen in history, I want to say. I'm speaking out of my ass a little bit here, but like over 130 airplanes engaged in dogfights.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fucking planes. India lost 6 fighter jets. Pakistan carpet bombed like hella military targets and stuff. And then within like 72 hours, a ceasefire was brought up because India was calling on the U.S. to be like, hey, can y'all do something about this?
About the Pakistanis?
So,
and America was like, fucking no, dude.
Well, America, how we stepped in was like, alright, let's do a ceasefire. And Pakistan was like, yeah, we'll do a ceasefire. And India was obviously on board with it because they were calling for the ceasefire because they were just getting their asses handed to them.
Yeah.
So when it and all of the because what started it all, what we were talking about was that there was a terrorist attack that happened, and then India cut off 80% of Pakistan's water in retaliation of it.
Yeah.
And Pakistan saying that anyone messing with our natural resources or what have you will be seen as an act of war.
Yeah.
And then Israel, or I keep on saying Israel because they're just like so similar.
They're the same.
They're so similar.
You're like fucking the Jews did this.
No, but I will get into Israel here shortly, obviously, because it's just a part of the show at this point. So India opened up the Indus, I want to say, the Indus River Valley.
Yeah.
They cut off like 80% of water to Pakistan from the Indus River.
That's crazy.
They opened them all up now. Pakistan's getting their water and shit. So that's squashed, which is good because those are two shit-fun countries who like really hate each other and they both have nukes.
Yeah.
So that's not cool.
They hate each other. They're just gonna blow the fuck out of each other.
But I don't really think that shit's gonna pop off with them like that anymore because Pakistan just gave them what for?
Yeah.
Like I knew deep in my heart Pakistan was gonna come through with this.
Yeah.
So fuck India.
So India was just straight up just like fuck you Pakistan, and Pakistan was
India
like, no,
thought
fuck you.
India thought that they had it in the bag, but just got dogged the fuck out.
Yeah.
Lost hella pilots.
Just got fucked up by Pakistan, dude.
Fucked up bad.
That's crazy to me because India is like a way bigger country.
So many more people.
So many more people.
But they were on their game.
It was often considered like not a superpower, but like one of the more powerful countries in Asia outside of fucking China and Russia.
Well, clearly not.
Clearly not.
Clearly fucking not, dude. Yeah. Pakistan has targeted India's Shersha airfield and completely destroyed it. Destroyed the whole thing. Destroyed the whole fucking thing, dude. Alright. Let's talk about it. It's the MAGA Spring, dude. It's the MAGA Spring. President Trump, I don't know if you saw, but we're not at war with Yemen anymore.
Okay.
We're not at war with Yemen anymore. Donald Trump applauded Yemen, saying that, like, they held their grounds, they were really respectable and shit like that.
Yeah.
So that happened. That's over with. The reason why the war is over is because we couldn't get air superiority. The U.S. Air Force couldn't get air superiority over Yemen.
That's fucking crazy.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Trump was like, fuck it, and you just have this bullshit.
Yep.
Just have this fucking bullshit, dude.
Alright, so let's get into it. It's the MAGA Spring, alright? He switched it up on us. Crazy. But before I get into that, I do want to say that White House is looking to suspend habeas corpus, which isn't cool.
No.
It's a really... It's gonna... It'll make more sense when I get into it more, but it's a really weird standpoint that we're at right now in the world.
Yeah.
Because we still had, like, college students get arrested by ICE and support of Palestine and shit.
Yeah.
But then you get this. And something happened. Something happened behind the scenes. I'm not sure who's pulling strings, but Israel fucked up.
Yeah.
Israel fucked up crazy. I don't know if Donald Trump is a pedophile like that. Rapist? Yes. Pedophile? I'm not too sure. We're going to have to see what unfolds here because I don't want to jump to conclusions too quick.
Yeah.
But United States removes demands to disarm Hamas as part of ceasefire deal. U.S. and Hamas are starting to meet up without even having Israel in it to come up with ceasefire agreements.
That's fucking crazy.
Dude, United States removes demand to disarm Hamas as part of ceasefire deal. Hamas can still keep their weapons.
They can still keep their weapons.
Hamas and Trump administration negotiates directly without Israel involved. Hamas announces that it's been engaging in direct negotiations with the U.S. for several days and that two sides want to reach an agreement on a ceasefire in Gaza and the entry of humanitarian aid. So the United States is directly going to start helping out with humanitarian aid into Gaza. What the fuck is going on?
Bro, I wonder how President Nosferatu feels about this.
What happened? Dude, Netanyahu said that it's time to start separating Israel from United States. Like, relying on them for weapons and shit. He's saying, hey, we're going to have to start... He said detoxing. Something happened. Something happened behind the scenes, and Israel's... Like I'm saying, I don't want to jump to conclusions.
Yeah.
Things are looking really good.
Yeah.
Things are looking really good right now.
Israel's kind of just like, alright, we have to rely on other fucking
2 days
shit.
ago, Trump's envoy, Steve Witkoff, says that Israel is refusing to end the war in Gaza and is holding up hostage negotiations. And I quote, "We want the detainees returned, but Israel doesn't want to end the war." So everything's coming out. Breaking. U.S. President Trump drops demands that Saudi Arabia recognize Israel as a condition for nuclear deal. They're about to sign a nuclear deal with Saudi Arabia, and Saudi Arabia doesn't have to recognize Israel anymore. Donald Trump was talking about recognizing Palestinian statehood. What happened behind the scenes?
What the fuck happened, dude?
During his whole press tour right now in the Middle East and stuff, he's not visiting Israel.
No. Things are straight up flipping
literally.
right now.
President Trump will bypass Israel on Middle East tour this week. He's not visiting.
Things are fucking flip-flopping, dude, because it went from America just sucking Israel's dick to just not...
Overnight.
Over
fucking night. Breaking, yesterday, 5 Israeli spies have been executed in Gaza. Dude, they're getting hammered right now. President Donald Trump says Iran is a very responsible country. Many good things are happening with negotiations with them.
Yeah.
We're locking in with Iran?
What? We were, like, 2 weeks ago, we were on the brink of war with Iran.
Yes. Syrian President Ahmed al-Ashir offers to build Trump Tower in Damascus. Syria's president wants to build a Trump Tower. It's the MAGA Spring.
What the fuck happened, dude?
It's the MAGA Spring, dude. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Senior Minister Ron Dermir worked to sabotage Trump-U.S. Hamas deal amid securing the release of only American captives held by Hamas.
Yeah.
That came out. Netanyahu was trying to sabotage a deal that they had to release Israeli-American hostages.
Yeah. Why would he sabotage that?
This is crazy.
What the fuck would he sabotage that, bro?
President Trump says Pakistan is unwavering and powerful. He's rocking with Pakistan now. We're choosing Pakistan over India. Saudi Arabia to invest $600 billion into the United States. $600 billion.
Yeah, the thing is, though, Saudi Arabia is going to have, like, buy a lot of fucking land in the United States.
And then a video earlier today came out of Donald Trump saying, "We've been good to Gaza. Those people are suffering. We're going to take care of that. There's been a very big need of medicine and food, and we're going to take care of that. We're pushing the Israelis."
Yeah.
He said that. That's a direct quote. That's a direct quote from Donald Trump's mouth. And we're also lifting all of our sanctions on Syria.
Oh.
And we will not accept... Netanyahu came out earlier saying that he... After all this came out, after everything I've been saying, Netanyahu also said that he wants to force all of Palestinians out of Gaza by force. And what we're going to see within the next week is going to be like unlike anything that we've seen this whole time.
Yeah.
Which, that's not good.
No.
Netanyahu
is just going to bomb the shit out of them.
He's off the rails now, and he's probably just going to wipe out everything at this point. He may use nukes.
Yeah.
He's at that point where he's probably going to use nukes.
Yeah, Netanyahu's just getting fucking embarrassed.
Netanyahu said that he wants to rid all Palestinians of Gaza, but the only thing is that no one wants to take in these Gazans. Which, fuck off. They don't have to leave.
Yeah, they don't have to fucking leave.
And so, in retaliation of that, the U.S. State Department says that we will not accept the departure of Palestinians from Gaza Strip unless it is voluntary. And then Emmanuel Macron of France, he said what Benjamin Netanyahu is doing in Gaza a disgrace. It's tragedy and it's horrible. And Marjorie Taylor Greene has also said, "I'm not controlled by Big Pharma, the military industrial complex, or AIPAC, which is all Israeli lobbyists." Yeah. That's what AIPAC is. "And I'm not suicidal nor depressed, and I never have been. I'm actually very happy and extremely healthy, and I love my life." So for whatever reason, Taylor Greene is fearing for her life right now.
Why the fuck is she fearing for her life?
I don't know. I think she's being a dramatic bitch.
Marjorie Taylor Greene's
no one gives a fuck about her.
She's kind of just retarded bitch.
Yeah.
That just has a loud fucking
Mossad isn't going to kill her. But I don't want to put anything out there.
She's kind of just like one of the fucking Karens. She's like the far right Karens of the fucking Congress, dude.
But yeah, that's what's going on in the world right now. Which I'm afraid I would not be surprised if something does happen to Trump. Like if something successful, I'm not saying what, but if something successful actually happens to him,
yeah,
there's definitely
there's a lot of fucking toes being stepped on right now.
Yeah, so but obviously with him moving like this, he's not worried about what any dirt he has about what Netanyahu has on him or what have you.
No,
so that's pretty wild. It's pretty crazy. Just overnight, he was just like, "Hey, you know what? I'm Muslim now. I'm Muslim now."
Trump's just Muslim. He just grows a giant mustacheless beard.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Alright, diving right back into it. That pretty much covers a lot of the current event shit. Tariffs between the U.S. and China have kind of chilled out. Going back to Sonic Temple. By day 4, a lot of people were worn out.
I felt like there was a lot of fucking half-naked people in the field.
So many poopers.
There were people shitting in the field?
No. It was poopers out there, bro.
Oh, some fat asses.
Hell yeah, dude. So many poopers. So many poopers, dude. It was pooper week.
Pooper week. Pooper week.
It was pooper week, bro.
Pooper week. Gotta bring the baby
But
oil.
yeah, by day 4, it was looking like a Civil War, like, hospital.
Is there just like a medical area where people just like, I took too much acid?
Not like that, but like just people just like laid out, just exhausted. There were amputees. I did see amputees out there, but being that it was Ohio and they were all overweight, I'm pretty sure it was from diabetes.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was diabetic amputees. But nonetheless, it looked like the Civil War.
So yeah, I was watching these fucking YouTube videos today.
Uh-huh.
And it was just these people infiltrating these like Scientology fucking
like going
buildings.
undercover and shit?
Yeah, going undercover. Like one dude had like a pair of like camera glasses and this other dude had a pin that was a camera.
Mm-hmm.
And like they would just go to different sermons. And this dude would just, the dude was like, welcome to Sunday service. It would just like be like ironic, just like to the new members, just like, yeah, this is not your traditional Sunday service. And he'll just be saying shit like, alright, do you have a head? Say yes if you have a head. And everybody's just like, yes. Do you have 2 hands? He's just like, yes. Say yes if you have 2 hands.
Yeah, what are they getting up to up in there? Because
I have no clue.
Because a lot of people seem fucking pissed at them, but like, who gives a fuck? Like,
Yeah.
Are they abusing people?
Yes.
Why are people so upset about this?
They're a fucking weird cult. Like, there's a lot of instances where they've like abused people, tried to kidnap people and whatnot.
Okay. Alright, I can see how that could
There's
upset
a lot
people.
of reported kidnappings in certain areas with it. There's a lot of like missing people that were Scientologists, had just freshly became Scientologists.
Okay.
Yeah, they were showing this.
Are they raping?
They're raping, 100%. There was one guy that was saying they saw a lady in her underwear running out of there fast as fuck. It was like a cop or some shit.
Oh,
or a security guard. I forgot what it was.
Uh-huh.
And he was just like, yeah, we saw some lady in her underwear sprinting out of there one day. And we asked them what was up, and they just said she's on drugs.
Well, I mean, not to play devil's advocate here, but she might have been on drugs.
Possibility. Might have been drugged.
Yeah, 100% she was drugged, obviously.
But yeah, fucking... And then they'd be pulled in this office, and this dude was just like, so like, what if I want to do research on this. What if I don't like fully believe this? He was like, nah, you just gotta fucking believe it, bro.
Well, it is some wicked shit, bro. Like, it's crazier than Mormonism.
It's
And
way
I don't know
crazier
if you
than
know
Mormonism.
anything about Mormonism, but apparently we came over here on wooden submarines in the Book of Mormon. So, in America is actually the Holy Land. It's not
Yeah, that's what the Book of
Jerusalem
Mormon
or what
is.
have you.
And Scientology, they...
Oh, and black people, the reason why they're black is because they were corrupted with sin and it stuck to their skin.
So in Scientology, they believe in an alien. I forget his name. Let me look it up real quick. My phone's not working.
Nah, I know about
What's his name? Xenu?
that fucking painting that's in Tony's place,
Yeah.
8th Street,
Yeah.
and in the back, that bathroom.
Yeah.
The painting over the toilet is from Battlefield Earth, which is written by the guy who founded Scientology.
Yeah, they believe
Which I always thought that was weird.
They believe in
Why is that there?
Why is that there? They believe in a fucking alien that was like... That pushed up like fucking...
Billions.
billions of years ago. And then have planted some more aliens into Earth. And that's where humans came from. Yada yada.
It's like if someone walked up to you and was like, "Oh yeah, this is my religion," and it's just Dune.
Because I used to just think it was
all
just
it is just like straight science fiction. It's like if someone... It's like imagine going on a date with someone and they'd be like, yeah, I really like to talk about religion like that because a lot of people don't really understand where I'm coming from and stuff. And like, say that they're like really good looking and stuff, so you like take a chance on it. And they're like, oh, you're really interested in it? Okay, you can come over to my place. I can teach you how this goes. And then they just throw on A New Hope.
Yeah.
That's all it is. They just throw on Star Wars and it's like, no, I believe in this.
So yeah,
that's essentially what it goes down to, but now it's a Hollywood rape cult.
There's a lot of Scientology propaganda too.
Like
a
what?
A lot of propaganda. So like you push up in there and all the people just act like they're brainwashed. They're like, yeah.
Well, they probably are brainwashed.
Yeah, they're fucking brainwashed, right? And then there's people that send millions of dollars. There's a lot of donors and shit. There's like banquets and all kinds of shit they have.
I don't know if they're doing something right, or if like a lot of these Hollywood people are just really that fucking retarded.
Yeah.
Well, when I say a lot of Hollywood people, literally the only people I could think of off the top of my head is just Tom Cruise and John Travolta.
Mm-hmm.
Which, in all respect, they don't really seem like the smartest people out there. Yeah.
I never knew John Travolta was a Scientologist.
Oh, he's hella Scientologist. He created Battlefield Earth. He made the movie Battlefield Earth. It bombed like a motherfucker and it's total shit. All the characters in it look like rejected Korn bandmates. But, yeah, he's mad Scientologist. He dedicated the film to the founder of Scientology. Which a lot of people give Tom Cruise shit for Scientology, which, like, yeah, he did keep his kids away from Nicole Kidman and tried to, or it was either Nicole Kidman or his other wife.
Yeah.
Who was the lady that he was bouncing up and down on the couch for?
I don't even remember.
Oprah. It was Oprah.
It was oh yeah, Oprah.
No, it wasn't. It was on Oprah.
I don't know. Well,
it was the lady in the first Batman.
I knew he wasn't fucking Oprah.
It was the lady in the first Batman.
Batman Begins?
Yeah.
That girl that Bruce Wayne was fucking?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember her. Yeah.
It was her.
That was
Katie Holmes.
Katie Holmes.
Yeah. I can't remember if it's Nicole Kidman or Katie Holmes who he tried to, like... I think it was both of them. He had kids with both of them, and he tried to just, like, have the Church of Scientology just hold his kids. But, like, Nicole Kidman fought it crazy, and Nicole Kidman also helped out Katie Holmes into keeping her kid, because Tom Cruise was just straight up like, no, they should raise our kids.
Yeah.
So, but what I'm getting back to is I don't give Tom Cruise too much slack because he did do that horrible shit, but he did it behind the scenes. He wasn't vocal about it. He's not shoving the Scientology shit down your throat. Unlike fucking John Travolta.
Just shoving the shit. Be Scientologist. But nah, that shit's so weird, bro. I was watching these videos of the people infiltrating it, and it looked like some Fallout.
Oh, I forgot to say Qatar is giving Donald Trump a jet.
Yeah, Qatar?
They're gifting Donald Trump a jet.
I saw that, yeah. And he's going to use it as Air Force One.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's going to keep it.
And then once he's done with his presidency, he's still going to have it.
Yeah, he's still going to keep it.
And a lot of people on Twitter are pissed off about it. And a lot of it is, like, liberals, too. And it's like, hey, shut the fuck up, because your favorite politician is getting so much money from Israel right now. Who gives a fuck about what Qatar's doing?
Yeah,
okay?
Who gives a fuck?
The amount of Israeli lobbyists who we got going on right now that you're not tripping about, but because Donald Trump is getting a fucking jet, which, first of all, sick. And as far as I'm concerned, Qatar isn't doing a genocide right now.
No,
they do use slave labor, and a lot of people died building that soccer stadium.
Jesus Christ.
But they didn't infiltrate our whole government.
No. That's just crazy to me. And me and my dad were talking about it. We were like, alright, these motherfucking Middle Easterners don't do shit for free. So what the fuck did Trump do to get that?
Yeah, what's going on?
What the fuck is going on?
What is going on? What's the grand scheme right now?
What's the grand
What the fuck
scheme?
is up?
I think it has to go with all this shit you're talking about, where Trump's just kind of flipping the script on everything.
Mm-hmm. Which I'm not mad. I mean, I'm not really mad at it. Chinese century? Sure, it's gonna happen. At this point, it's obviously gonna fucking happen. The Chinese century. But if the Chinese century happens quietly and non-violently, with us just like folding to the east, making all these deals and stuff, I'm not upset at it. Because it's clear. The West has fallen. The West has fallen. It's done. It's gone. The West, it's gone, dude.
Dude.
It's straight Chinese century. It's straight Saudi century, dude.
Dude, as soon as
But
China...
what the ulterior motive is behind the scenes, I'm not too sure. All I see is that Israel isn't really going to be recognized as a state anymore. Whatever legitimacy and power that they have, they don't have it anymore. The only worrisome thing is that they're getting backed into the corner like a wounded animal and they have nukes.
Yeah.
You know, I could see New York going. A lot of shit that's happening now. I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing a lot of terrorist attacks in Europe or United States and the media...
Sweeping it away?
Not sweeping it away, but blaming it on Middle Easterners and ISIS and stuff when the whole time it is Mossad attacks.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if we start seeing that happening here in the coming months or what have you. Because we just straight up said fuck them. And a video came out of this Palestinian guy holding up his arms. It was reported he was killed in West Bank. It was reported that it was a firefight that happened, but there's literally CCTV footage of him throwing up his arms.
Yeah.
And then this IDF or IOF captain or what have you just walks up to him with a pistol and guns him down. But he's dressed in Arab garb.
That's crazy.
He's dressed undercover in Arab garb. And which a lot of people on Twitter saw that video and then they were like, that makes me question a lot of terrorist attacks that happened throughout the years. And it's like, duh. Who the fuck has been pulling the strings this whole time? But, like Majority Taylor Greene, dude, I'm enjoying my life right now. I wouldn't kill myself right now.
I wouldn't do that.
I wouldn't. So, with that being said, I would not take my life right now.
Dude, my job is just playing around with kids.
Yeah, you're having fun.
Yeah, that sounded fucking terrible the way I said it. But
not if you got a sick mind, and if you immediately thought of him molesting kids, get the fuck off this YouTube channel.
Get the fuck out of here, dude.
Get the fuck off of this YouTube channel, goddammit.
Dude, I'm on camera, dude. I didn't do shit. I'm on camera around these children. No, they love me. I'm a good role model.
But it's going to be really interesting to see what folds within these coming months because world just straight up turned their back on Israel. Oh, and Israel was also saying that the ICC, they want them to remove their warrant for Netanyahu's arrest.
Yeah.
But a couple months ago, Israel was saying that they don't even recognize ICC. Why would you be afraid of them being like, "Hey, could you please remove this?" If you're not worried about it, they're closing in.
Mm-hmm.
I pray I get to see him like hung or something.
Netanyahu just
like do him like fucking Saddam.
Dude, but
just imagine the U.S. just like hands him over to Palestinians. It's like, hey, do what you want with. He's gonna look like Mussolini.
It's 2025, so you just get to see everything, video and everything.
Yeah, it will be live. It will be shot on a drone.
Yeah, shot on a drone. Everybody's just like, yeah.
And in other news, Ukraine, Russia. I guess that's wrapping up. I don't know.
It was supposed to be.
There's still talks going on. But Trump did say that he doesn't think that Zelensky's going to agree with what's going on.
No, Zelensky seems very reluctant to work with anybody.
It was revealed that Macron and Zelensky are dope addicts. They are heavy coke users.
I could see that, bro. Zelensky's fucking... He just looks...
Like, there was a report, not too sure of the source here, But there was a report of them being like, hey, why do all these Western leaders support this coke-using addict Zelensky? And the person was like, oh, that's because a lot of these Western leaders are addicted to coke themselves.
They just do coke together?
Hell yeah, dude.
Like, yeah, let's do some blow, bro.
Would you do blow with Zelensky?
Dude, I would totally do blow with Zelensky, dude. Like,
dude, I would get lit as fuck with Zelensky. And then towards the end of the night, we'd get into a fist fight because I'd be like, you're fucking up our tax dollars, man!
I'm like, I wouldn't be able to not talk to him and not be like, dude, you're fucking up my taxes right now. I'd be like, dude, I'm having fun doing blow with you, but you're fucking up our taxes
Which
right
is
now.
funny because, like, Donald Trump said that he thinks that Zelensky's gonna back up out of the deal that they have setting up right now.
Yeah.
But, like, immediately after that, he sent them, like, 250 missiles.
The Ukraine?
Yeah. It's like, which is it? No, I misspoke. The U.S. allowed Germany to send 250 missiles over there.
Oh.
But still, though, if you have to allow it happening, why would you still just be like, dude, this asshole, he's not going to listen to us.
He's not going to listen to us.
Sure, yeah, send him.
Okay, yeah, you can send the missiles. It's okay.
I don't know, it was just odd to me.
There's a lot of weird shit going on in the world.
Lot of crazy shit going on out there, lad. Can't even wrap my head around it.
There's a student I had in class named Patrick.
Uh-huh.
And I was just like...
Boy, Patrick O'Connell.
I don't want to say his last name on the podcast, but it's Irish.
Okay. Sick.
And I was like, are you here, Patrick? And he was like, I'm here. He's just a quiet kid. And I was like, where are you, Patrick?
You're a good lad.
You're a good lad, Patrick. You know?
You're a very good lad, Patrick. I don't want anything bad to happen to you. Just go
And
ahead
they
and
were-
keep your head.
And then some mixed kid was like, oh, you did a Scottish accent. I was like, is it fucking Scottish?
It is.
It might have been fucking Scottish, dude.
I was doing Scottish earlier. It's a fine... To the untrained voice, it's a fine line. But once you really break it down, Scottish and Irish are all going to have different dialects. We just need to go over to the motherland, bro. Just go back to the homeland and learn for like 6 months.
Dude, we need to
Just purchase an Airbnb over
move
there
there.
for 6 months.
This is a move. I would
Settle down, get married,
I'd be so down. to
Get
move to
married.
Ireland.
fix the dysphoria.
They
You
just,
know how
like,
pissed off Irish people would be if a bunch of Irish Americans just moved back? They would be angry.
they're like, you wanted to fucking move in the first place.
Well, 'cause-
Why the fuck are you coming back?
I would get pissed off too, dude. We're already getting pissed off at all these New Yorkers and Bostonians and Pennsylvanians moving down to the South.
Yeah, fucking carpetbaggers.
Well, I mean, I don't really think I could get too upset about it because I'm a carpetbagger myself. God damn it! I was born in Charleston. My whole family ain't from here. Like literally, my grandparents on both sides were just chilling up in New York for a cool amount of time,
Carpetbaggers.
and then my dad's side of the family got moved down here because his dad was in the Navy, and then my mom's side got moved down here because my pop-pop got a job down in Florida.
How the fuck did your mom get to South Carolina?
My Aunt Fan.
Oh.
When my parents got divorced, my Aunt Fan was like, yo, you'd fucking love Aiken.
Oh, okay. And your mom was just like sick.
Yeah. And then,
That's when she met Chris and yada yada.
nope. My mom and Aunt Fan went drinking down and, dude, the way that they explained it to me throughout, like, my childhood and shit, they would be like, oh, yeah, we met through your Aunt Fan. They met through my Aunt Fan that night.
Yeah.
That's what's funny, because they were drinking in either Savannah or Charleston. But my stepdad was like, yo, what's going on? And my mom was like, you don't want none of this. I got a 10-month-old. So I was a little babe. Not even a year yet. And then Chris was like, I got a 10-year-old. And so
Oh.
then they started, like, dating and shit.
Yeah.
And then they got married. And their anniversary just passed. I think they've been together for 15 years
Yeah, I knew
now.
it was close to 15, yeah.
Yep. Pretty wicked. Pretty wicked. Longer than my dad and mom's marriage.
Dude,
that lasted
like 1 year.
Maybe 2, 3. I'm not too sure.
Okay.
Off top, I'm not too sure. They got married 2000.
I remember talking to your mom like a cool 8 years ago about this. She was like, "Yeah, we divorced when." I said this in an Irish accent. Wait, I'm trying to get her accent.
It's just
Finnegan was one. I was like, "Oh, okay." She was like, "Finnegan was one."
It's like a Long Island, but Bronx too. It's like a Long Island Bronx accent. It's odd.
She has a New York accent, 100%. But she was raised in Florida. But
she had the strongest New York accent out of all the kids, which is funny.
She'd be like, "Hey, Bryce." That's what she'll say to me. "Hey, Bryce." I'm like, "Yeah, I love your accent, Miss Mary."
Wicked accent.
Wicked accent. I love my mom to death, but it's better than my mom's accent. Finn! Finn!
Come down here.
Come down here and talk to me, Finn.
But yeah, you got anything else? You got anything else you want to cover? Alright. Diving back into it. I know I keep on bouncing back to the trip and shit, but we did go to this military museum. Shout out Mott's Military Museum. This episode is sponsored by Mott's Military Museum, even though they think 9/11 wasn't done by Israel and they think the Holocaust actually happened. That last part's jokes. That definitely happened.
Do we keep this in the podcast?
Obviously, dude, it's jokes, bro. Everyone would think that's funny. But anyways, I saw a lot of cool shit there. The Holocaust happened, alright? It happened. Alright, I'm gonna lay that out there. The Ashkenazis got fucked up in Poland a lot.
Really?
Went to Mott's Military Museum. They had a shit ton of things there, stretching from the Indian Wars, from like Custer and shit like that, because Custer was from Ohio, so they had a shit ton of Custer stuff in there.
Yeah.
Fuck 'em. Stupid dumbass. Showboating retard who thought he was hot shit and got fucked on
Custer
crazy.
got fucking destroyed.
But, so it ranged from the Indian Wars all the way up to the Gulf Wars and stuff with Iraq and Kuwait and shit.
Yeah.
And, a lot of Hermann Göring shit, dude.
A lot of Hermann Göring?
Yes, dude. So much shit looted from, like, Hitler's palaces and, like, Hermann Göring's places and shit.
Dude, that fucking podcast we made that we didn't...
It will never surface.
That will never surface. I was so drunk I forgot Hermann Göring's name.
We just kept on calling him the fat man.
The fat retard. We kept calling him fat retard.
Yes.
That was the leader of the Luftwaffe.
Yes, fat retard. So yeah, a bunch of fat retard shit was there. Which that's one thing that doesn't really bother me. Seeing like Nazi memorabilia and stuff in museums, because like dimwits will be like, "Oh my god, how did they get all that? They must have been praising them." Yeah. No, a lot of it's trophies from dead Nazis.
Yeah,
let's get that across. All right, a lot of the artifacts that you see in museums of like Nazi shit, they're dead. They're gone.
Dude, if I was killing Nazis, if you think I'm not grabbing some of their fucking shit off
everybody I take,
I'm grabbing shit.
Yes, dude. Especially like the Japanese and stuff.
Dude, I'm taking a Walther's PPK home with me.
Yes.
I'm taking a Walther's PPK home with me, bro. I don't give a fuck. Or a Luger. That'd be sick. A fucking Luger.
You saw that picture I sent you?
Yeah, you sent me a picture.
It was an MP40 and...
An MP40, it was a Mauser.
Yeah.
And it was something else.
It was just the 40 and the...
I was like, bro, give me the fucking Mauser, dude.
Yeah, dude, the Mauser's sick. I love the Mauser.
The C96 Mauser, bro. The fucking Han Solo pistol, man.
Yeah.
Give me that fucking pistol.
So I saw that, and another thing that I saw, which was honestly the highlight of the museum for me, was it was a brick taken from the firehouse that fucking Joseph Smith, or
Who the fuck is Joseph Smith?
I'm fucking up his name right now. Trust me, I've been drinking. But Harper's Ferry.
John Brown.
John Brown. John Brown.
Joseph Smith.
Hey, you didn't know Herman Goring's name, idiot. You were calling him fat retard for the longest, so you can't even get on me.
John Brown is more relevant to American history.
Is it though?
I'll be honest, I don't know. They're kind of about the same. They're kind of like you know it or you don't.
Yeah, but
Joseph Smith.
Joe Smith, John. Those are both basic names, bro. You can't hate
John
on
Brown, Joseph Smith. That is a fucking basic name.
But it was a brick taken from where he was held up. And I thought that was pretty sick.
Yeah.
Because shortly after that, Civil War started. He pretty much sparked that shit. He was like, alright, hey, I know I'm a martyr. What's going to come after this is some crazy retribution. And sure enough, what happens?
What happened to John Brown is fucking Robert E. Lee pushed up on his ass when he was a Union fucking officer.
They stabbed him to death.
They stabbed him to death, dude.
Yeah.
Robert E. Lee pushed up on
he
his
literally said, don't use bullets.
Stab him.
There was one dude that got, he got stabbed so much that he was literally hooked up to a post. They stabbed him like that much. There was like 3 bayonets just like holding him to a post.
Oh, they just took the bayonets off and just held him there?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I don't know. One day we may cover the whole Civil War. Who knows?
I think we should one day.
This is our show. I plan on no set dates, but to our listeners who are still out here an hour in, what I plan on doing is Indochina War, World War II, both theaters, Vietnam. We could do the Chinese Civil War.
That'd
Not
be
a lot of
awesome.
people talk about Chinese Civil War.
I think we should do Middle East at some point.
Middle East shit.
Yeah, Middle East shit.
Like what?
Everything. Just like different episodes. Just
Crusaders.
Just Gulf War, fucking Iraq War, fucking Afghanistan War, Al-Qaeda, 9/11, 1993 World Trade Center.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
Pakistan. One thing I want to cover is the connections between Jeffrey Epstein, the Franklin scandal, and North Fox Island.
Yeah.
These are like 3 elite pedophile rings, got ties to Israel, infiltrated U.S. governments. A lot of fucked up shit. Not even just U.S. governments, but like royal family.
Oh yeah, the royal
Saudi
family.
princes, all this shit, dude. It's a really fucked up circuit.
When I found out,
I want to cover that. And what were you saying?
When I found out Prince Andrew was a fucking
Ooh, fucking
crazy.
Prince Andrew, dude. The lady that Prince Andrew and all his family paid out like $12 million to
Yeah.
was found to have killed herself.
She fucking killed herself?
She didn't.
She didn't.
She didn't. She literally made posts like following up, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna do this." She was the one who like whistleblowed Prince Andrew. There was literally photos of her with Prince Andrew next to Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh,
and
but
she was like put through years of abuse and all this
so
shit.
she was murdered.
She was murdered.
Okay.
She was
I
murdered.
get what
After
you're
the
saying
payout and all this shit, they still took her out.
Yeah, because, like, I guess she just had too much power in that shit. Just too much power over him.
And that happened like little month, maybe 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
No one's talking about it now. Granted, a lot of crazy shit's going on now, but behind the scenes, this whole pedophile circuit that's going on right now is still going crazy strong. And Jeffrey Epstein was clearly just a pawn in it. Because he was obviously nothing to him. The amount of power that a lot of people think that he had,
Yeah.
which, trust me, he had a shit ton of power.
Yeah.
Obviously was fucking nothing if they can continue what's going on right now.
Yeah.
Which, on that note,
On that note,
we would never kill ourselves.
we would never kill ourselves. We just fucking die.